Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Bhakti Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We will start our class. Damodara Ashtaka. Namamishwaram Satchidananda Rupa Lasat Kundalam Gokule Rajanam Yashoda Viyoloka Ladavamanam Taram Nishtamatyanta Totita Gopya Rudandam Muhurnita Yugmam Richandam Karambojayuknena Satanitram Muhushvasakam Patrirekata Sita Draiva Damodaram Vivatham Iti Dritsvalila Virananda Kunde Swakosham Nimanjanda Akyapayan Adirjinatnishu Bhaktirjitatvam Puna Prematasam Sada Bhaktivande Varam Deva Moksham Na Mokshavatimva Nachanyam Praniham Varishadabiha Itam Deva Purnata Gopala Balam Sada me manasya virastam kimanye idam te mugamboja matyam danile Ridam kundalai smigda raktasya gopya Muho shumbidam bimba raktadaram me Manasya virasta malam lakshalahe Namo Deva Damodarananda Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukha Jalati Magnam Kripa Drishti Vrishyadi Dinam Vadano Grihani Shamamatnya Edakshi Drishya Kuberatmajavata Muktaiva Vayamojidau Bhakti Vajukritau Cha Tada Prema Bhakti Swakame Prayasha Namokshi Grahomisti Damodareha Namaste Studhamne Sfuratiti Dhamne Tvadiyo Darayadya Vishwasya Dhamne Namo Radhikaye Tvadiyapriyaye Namo Nandanilaya Devaya Tutyam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we stopped at we have start 13th sloka of chapter 16, that is divine and demonic nature, Deva Asura Sambandha Yoga. So we'll see the 13th to 15th verse. It's basically about how a demonic person think. What does he think? How he want to destroy the world. Idam adya mayala imam prapyasya manoratam idam astidam api me vishyati punardanam asau maya hatashatrur hanishye chaparan api Ishvaro aham bogi siddho aham balavan sukhi adyo abhijanavan asmin ko anyo asti sadrisho maya yakshe dasyami Udisya iti ajnana vimohitaha. I forgot that. Okay. So here, the demonic person, what does a demonic person think? The demonic person thinks, so much wealth do I have today, I will gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine now, it will increase in future and more and more. He is my enemy, I have killed him, and my other enemies will also be killed. And I'm the Lord of everything, I'm the enjoyer, I'm the perfect, powerful, and happy. I'm the richest man surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices, I shall give some charity, thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance. So this is how a demonic person thinks. So can someone give any example? Like how any demon who was thinking like this, that I am the
Kamsa.
proprietor. Yes, Kamsa was like that. He's like, I'm the Lord of everything. So that's why when he heard the Akashvani, he was a little bit worried. Yes, Rajlakshmi Mataji?
Shishupala.
Shishupal also was thinking that he is everything. Like he didn't want Krishna to be appreciated. He thought he himself was the proprietor. Yes. Poundraga. So Poundraga, who was Poundraga? How many hands he had?
4.
4. So Poundraga was looking like exactly like Krishna. Vishnu.
Two wooden hands.
Huh?
2 wooden hands.
Yeah, wooden hands. And but then Krishna Sudarshan Chakra worked.
Yeah.
So yes, because he was thinking he is Lord and he was same as the Lord. So again, he thought he is perfect. Yes. Any other example? Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu, it is said, it's a perfect example. It said that when Hiranyakashipu moves his eyebrows, even Indra used to tremble. So powerful. He was thinking himself as powerful. But then what happened? Krishna came as Narsimhadev. And then, so I was just hearing Prabhupada saying, when Hiranyakashipu asked for the boon, that I should not be killed in the day, night, this, he never thought his intelligence is also given by the Lord. He's Jaya Vijaya. Still, as a pastime, when he was in the demonic way, he was asking, he thought the Supreme Lord gives Brahma the power to create. So Brahma gave him the boon, but he didn't know the source of Brahma is also Krishna. What is it? Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikave. So it's Krishna who within the heart of Brahma gave him knowledge. So when Brahma gave the boon to Hiranyakashipu never thought the Lord will come as half man, half lion. So, but see how the demons are now. They were thinking, I'm so powerful. And he thought the Lord Vishnu has himself as the enemy. So it says the enemy and friend, all this in the mind. It's the mind who makes somebody enemy. So we think, oh, that person is my enemy. It's actually our mind which is tricking us. So, so this is what it is said. This is because of ignorance. And also we know the demonic, they do horrible work to destroy the world. Okay, any examples of demons who did that? Who try to destroy others? Any Asura? Anyone? You remember?
Hiranyaksha.
Okay, Hiranyaksha, he wanted to destroy Mother. Ravan was like that. Avik Prabhu?
Ashwatthama.
Yeah, Ashwatthama. It's a perfect example. So Ashwatthama, as we know, he released the Brahmastra to destroy the baby in the womb of Uttara, that is Parikshit Maharaj. And also he killed the 5 sleeping sons of the Pandavas. So how bad it was. No, he thought Duryodhan would be happy by this act, but then he was actually causing problem. So they are trying to destroy the world. So it is, as Prabhu said, the Brahmastra, you can compare it to the nuclear weapon. You can see here the atom bomb. Okay, any difference, or any similarity between the atom bomb or nuclear weapon and then Brahmastra?
Brahmastra attacks the target.
Very good. But the atom bomb will destroy everything around that area. You can see here, there's one bomb and the whole area got collapsed. Everyone would have died there. But then Brahmastra is not like that. If 1,000 people are there, and if who's that? Ashwatthama have released the Brahmastra to destroy Parikshit Maharaj in the womb of Uttara, that Brahmastra will go and kill only him, that baby, and come back. It will not destroy anyone. And how is the Brahmastra activated?
With the mantra,
chemical reaction? No, it's mantra. Yeah. So by a mantra, the Brahmastra gets activated. But a nuclear weapon is not like that. It's by a chemical reaction happening. Yes. And you should know the mantra to retrieve the Brahmastra, to retrieve it back. But nuclear weapon cannot be retracted because once it's sent, and the heat and the heat and the fire which is caused is so high. Okay, so the demons, they try to enjoy the material world to utmost limit, and therefore they always engage in inventing something for sense gratification. Such materialistic inventions are considered to be advancement of human civilization. But the result is that people grow more and more violent and more cruel to animals and cruel to other human beings. Just imagine this bioterrorism and whatnot. They're trying to destroy their own brothers. I mean, when Krishna says aham pija pratapita, all are our brothers and sisters. So they are trying to do it. Yeah, Dushasana, yes, disturbing Draupadi, and Banasura, yes, he had kidnapped the 16,000 princes. So what happened is when everyone asked, why did Krishna marry 16,000 queens? The answer is when Banasura kidnapped them, the 16,000 queens. Once the girls go out of their house in those days, they are not to be married again. In the sense, they are considered as if they have been spoiled, something like that. Before marriage, if they leave, now it's all different. But if you leave in those days, because only men will go to the Gurukul, but girls were always in the house. So if a girl stays outside one night, in the sense she doesn't come back home that night, then it's considered she's kind of spoiled or she won't get any good proposals. And so Krishna actually gave them protection by marrying those 16,000 princes. And also, who were they? Who were these 16,000 princes?
Mataji, they were rishis in the Nandakarnaya
Yes.
sages. They were.
Yes. So in Treta Yuga, they were the rishis. And what happened, Mataji? What did they ask to Lord Ram?
Mataji, they want to marry him and say, but Lord Ram said, in this lifetime, I only vote having only one wife. When I appear as Krishna in the Dwapar Yuga, you can marry me at that time.
So when the 16,000 sages, they got so attracted by Lord Rama, when Lord Rama, they want to be his associates, but Lord Ram said, I'm like Eka Patni Vrata, in the sense I have only one associate in this life, this pastime. So next pastime when I come, so when he came as Krishna, so he accepted those 16,000 rishis as they were the queens. Okay, they were those queens. So we should not misunderstand Krishna or pull him into our level. He is a supreme Lord, and his pastimes are completely different and transcendent. And the demonic people are considered to be enemies in the world because ultimately they will invent or create something which will bring destruction to all. Indirectly, this verse anticipates the invention of nuclear weapons, of which the whole world is today very proud. So, and then when Juhu case was happening, like we got the land ISKCON, but then there was somebody called Mr. N who actually took back the land. And Prabhupada had a small pandal, and there was Radha Rasbihari of Juhu. They were there in the tent, and some pandal program was happening. And since the land was retrieved, Prabhupada had to go to the court to get it back. So this Mr. N did not keep quiet. He keeps sending decoys and all these Gunda people and all to destroy the pandal and everything and hurt the devotees. So Prabhupada was calling Mr. N as Kamsa, because Kamsa used to send Akasur, Bakasur, Putana to Vrindavan to disturb Krishna's pastime. But then what happened to Mr. N? Does anyone know?
Mataji, he got an heart attack. He got heart attack.
He got a heart attack, and then later on, so we won the case. But that's what Prabhupada said, that how Krishna can withstand Shishupal's insulting Krishna 100 times. But when his devotees are touched one time, Krishna reacts. When Bhishmadev was about to kill Arjuna, Krishna jumped out of the chariot and took the chariot wheel, and he broke his own promise, and he barged it as a lion is going to an elephant. How Krishna went, just a few arrows to Arjuna, and 100 insult he got from Shishupal, but Krishna tolerated. So Krishna will tolerate any insult to him, but he will not tolerate any insult to his devotee. So Srila Prabhupada is a pure devotee, and Krishna actually reacted. But then before that itself, Prabhupada used to say Narsimhadev and Anantashesh is always with us. And Prabhupada have promised Radha Rasbihari a temple. And Prabhupada wanted a temple in Juhu because that was the main place where Krishna consciousness can spread in India. So Prabhupada wanted in Mayapur, Vrindavan, and Juhu, saying Prabhupada said that Vrindavan was his home, Mayapur was his Vrindavan was his place of Yeah, Vrindavan is home, Mayapur is the place of worship, and Juhu was his office. That's how Prabhupada took care of the enemies. Okay. Okay, so such people can, enemies to be the world. So in the 13th to 15th sloka, we saw how demons think. Aneka chitta vibranta mohajala samavritaha prakashata kama bhogeshu pratanti narage ashucho. Thus perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusion, they become too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and fall down to hell. So what happens? These demons. So how did the demon like Hiranyakashipu get a devotee like Prahlad as son? He's demon, right?
Mother, we discussed it last class.
Oh, last class we discussed this.
Yeah.
Because he was chanting the Hari Hari name. So now we know that just by chanting the holy name of the Lord, even the demon can have a devotee child. In the sense, at that time when they were having their Pradan Sanskar, that soul, they can invoke a devotee soul. So we all have small demons within us, Kamsa, Shishupal and all. So in this Kartik month, we should try to get them out of our mind by doing extra devotional services. So here it is said, these demons, they again fall down to hell. They just take birth again and again in this hellish planet because they are so strongly attached to sense gratification and they want others to be destroyed. So a demonic person believes in the strength of his own personal work, not in the law of karma. Because they know karma and everything. They just don't believe in all this. They don't believe in God also, no? The demonic people, because they want to be themselves to be God. So they always says that God is dead, and these are all demonic preaching. That is wrong. It should not be like that. So once Prabhupada's disciple also, he went and said, Prabhupada is God. Prabhupada said, this is Mayavadi. You are a Mayavadi sannyasi. Because that's not the Prabhupada's teachings. Prabhupada's teachings is Ekala Ishvara Krishna Arasa Bhritya. Only Krishna is God, rest everyone are his servants. Even the demigods are his servants. So Prabhupada was very strong. Prabhupada said, this is a demonic tendency to say that I am God. You are God. All of us are God. That is wrong. Atma Sambhavida Stabda Dhanamana Madanvita Yajante Nama Yajnaste Dhambe Naivati Purvakam. So self-complacent and always impudent, deluded by wealth and false prestige, they sometimes proudly perform sacrifices in name only, without following any rules or regulations. Okay, so they do sacrifices, but that's just for a namesake. There is no rules or regulations followed by the demons. It's because they themselves don't believe in scriptures. And the demonic, they perform rituals, but it's just for a show. Ahangaram balam darpam kamam krotam cha samshritaha mamatma paradayeshu pradvishanto abhyasuyakaha. Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, the demons become envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who situate in their own bodies and in the bodies of others and blaspheme against the real reason. So what does the demons do? They become envious of Krishna. Like Shishupal was envious of Krishna. Okay. Why does the demons become envious of Krishna? Because of what?
They cannot stand the supremacy of Lord Krishna.
Yes, they cannot stand the supremacy of the Lord. They can't see Krishna being appreciated so much. Okay. That's what happened in the Rajasuya Yajna of the Yudhishthira Maharaj by Shishupal. Yes, Shishupal could not stand Krishna getting praised because they themselves want to be praised. Okay. And this one reason. You see, envy means what? I like what you have, but I don't like that you have it. Something like that. See, somebody has a nice dress. So I like that dress. The dress is so nice. But I don't like that person is having that dress. That's called envy. So similarly, Krishna has all opulences. Aishwarya, Savira, Shaisya, Jnana, Vairagya, everything Krishna has. But they like all that. Jnana, Aishwarya, Vairagya, all that they like. But they don't like that Krishna is having it. So they are envious of Krishna because they don't have it. Okay, so because of false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, they become envious. So only a demonic person will be always against God's supremacy. They don't like to believe in the scriptures as well. So those who are not believing in the scriptures, they don't believe in God also, that means. Because scriptures are nothing but made by the Lord. Tan aham drishta kururan samsareshu naradhama shipami ajasaram asubhan asurishwa eva yonishu. Those who are envious and mischievous, who are lowest among men, perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence, the various demonic species of life. So again, they become demons again and again, because they're envious of Krishna, and also they are they'll be born in the envious world again and again, and they are going into the lower modes. So result of Sambhada Asurim is that in all material existence we find so many species, right? Animals, insects, men, so on. All are arranged by the superior power. They are not accidental. Karmana Deva Nitran. It's because of our karma and also because of Krishna's decision. As for the demonics, it's clearly stated here that they're perpetually put into the wombs of demons again and again. Thus, they continue to be envy and lowest of mankind. So how can such demonic people be delivered? See, they are becoming demons again and again and again, and they're going into animal form. So how can such people be delivered? That means they eat meat also, no? How can these meat eaters? Killing by the Lord, and everyone gets killed by the Lord, no? Only few. So
Mataji, if they hear Harinam or get associated
they
with the
hear
devotee.
Harinam, yes, very good. So when just by hearing the Harinam, when the devotees they go for Nagara Sankirtan or just anything, so they hear the Harinam, this they can get delivered, and it's by
And
devotees,
if they
by
get
the mercy of
associated
devotees.
with the
Association.
devotee.
Yes, prasadam. Yes, by giving prasadam to them. So our temple, because since it's Kartik, not even Kartik, from the time our new temple is open, there's Annadan going on continuously. So there are some local people who just don't even take darshan of the Lord. They directly go to the Annadan hall and have prasadam and go. But then slowly that purification will come. Because that's the way they can be drawn to Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, they won't come. And Prabhupada says any visitor in the temple should get prasadam. So, that is one way. Prasadam is one way to get them. And how the meat eaters get delivered? Okay, so as Mata said, they have to hear the Harinam. What if they are not in a place where Harinam can be heard? What if they don't have any association? What if they're not getting prasadam? Then how can they be delivered? Haridas Thakur says this answer in Chaitanya Charitamrita. When Mahaprabhu asked, how can these Yavanas and Chandalas, the meat eaters, be delivered? How can they be delivered? No, in this life itself, they can be delivered, not next life. One life itself, they can be delivered. Delivered in the sense, not they get moksha and go. No, they can become devotees next life. Or they get asnada.
By visiting temple?
No, they don't come. They don't even come to temple.
Okay.
They are so demonic. They are all these naradhamas. They are lowest of mankind. They don't come. So how can they be delivered? Okay, so when they eat meat, what do they say? You heard that? A particular
I'm killing you in this life, and next life you will kill me, something like
no,
that.
that is mamsa. No, when they kill an animal,
they say haram.
Yes, they say haram. Okay, so they say haram. So Haridas Thakur said, when they are about to kill an animal, they say haram. So when they say haram, Lord, they will take it as Hey Ram. So as if it's like Hey Ram. Oh, they've called Lord's name. Like how Ajamila called Narayana. Narayan, that was his son. But the Lord thought it is him. So that's the power of the holy name. Even if you call unknowingly, you say haram, they say, but the Lord will take it as Hey Ram. So Haridas Thakur says to Mahaprabhu, it's okay, don't worry. They are saying haram, and that Rama, it's enough for them to get delivered. Or he also says another example, a bull came to kill somebody, and that person ran for life. But then again, he said, haram, because they couldn't even touch that bull or dog. And then again, he got delivered. So just by that, or it says, somebody said, haram and riktam. Okay, haram. You say haram and riktam. Krishna will take half from haram and re from riktam, and it's called hari. And Raja and Mahishi, they say Raja and they say Mahishi, the Lord Ram will take Ra from Raja and Ma from Mahishi, and that's Rama. So this is how merciful the Lord is, that somehow or the other they'll get delivered. So this is what Haridas Thakur said just by chanting this holy name. So even if they are born in lower species, even if they are into the demonic tendencies or hellish plan on the lowest, still they can be delivered, and by the mercy of the spiritual master. So when Prabhupada went to America, there was the hippies, and hippies, they were like rejected from home. They leave home. They don't even take bath. They have this matted hair, and they are to drugs and alcohol and whatnot. Everything, all the relative principles they were breaking every day. And Prabhupada slowly, because of a pure devotee, by giving them prasadam, by giving them Harinam Kirtan, and slowly, delivered them. They even into the Brahmanic level now. They're Brahmanic initiated. So by the mercy of a pure devotee, also this can happen. Okay. So the demons, and the reason why they are like this is because of Karana Guna Sangasya, because they are associated with Tamoguna. That's why when in coming to Krishna consciousness, slowly, initially you'll feel, now why this ISKCON, like no coffee, no tea, no onion, garlic. We've never heard of this in anywhere. There is a Sampradaya, my friend, she took initiation, but she was taking meat. So I'm like, hi, you initiated and taking meat. Then she told, no, in our Sampradaya, we get the mantra from the Guru, but we can eat meat. And I'm like, how does the process work? The process won't work because you're taking meat. Which component gets destroyed in us when you take meat?
Daya.
Daya or mercy. So you don't have mercy. You are killing that animal. What is the use of studying your spirit, soul, and all these things? And you're killing that animal and eating it for your sense gratification. So that mantra will not actually have full potency, or you are actually doing sin on the name of chanting that mantra, which is wrong. So that is nama aparad again, which will cause more problem to us. No, so, I don't know. So initially we might feel that why ISKCON is like this, so many rules that this. But then as you advance, you'll know, yes, it's required. It's actually for your purification so that we come to Sattva Guna. Now we are all within ignorance, then Raja Guna, then Sattva Guna, then slowly we'll go to Shuddha Sattva Guna. So it's very important. So otherwise, we go to the demonic platform again and again. Asurimyoni ma penna muda janmani mam aprapyeva kaunteya tato yanti adamam gatim. So muda janmani, life after life, they'll become demons again and again. So it's very difficult to come out of it. The demons, they again will be born in the demonic family. Janmani. Attaining repeated birth amongst the species of demonic like Vasana Kunti, such persons can never approach me. Gradually, they sink down to the most abominable type of existence. What is the most abominable type of existence? Which form? Out of all?
Ahimsa.
I'm telling the 84 lakh species of life, which species is abominable?
Mataji, a worm in the stool?
Among animals is the most abominable. In that, the worm in the stool is the most abominable because it's living in such a bad condition, and that worm you have done, like in that soul would have done so much sinful activities to become that worm in the stool. So here it is said, the more the demons they do sinful activities, they'll go down to the most abominable type of existence. I mean, to hellish planet. They even go to hellish planet. Then it's very difficult to come up. But still they can be delivered by the mercy of a devotee. So here it is said, Prabhupada says here, the demons, they go down and again, and they get the bodies like the cats, dogs, and hawks. Even hogs, the pig eats stools, no? So abominable their life is that they go into. And you've seen so many hogs and monkeys in Vrindavan and Mayapur, because they are the souls who have done sinful activities in the Dham. In the Dham, we should not have any sense gratification feelings. We have gone there for worshipping the Lord. But now you see, you go to any of the Dham, it's getting corrupted. So many Dhams are getting misused by so many so-called devotees. They're not actual devotees, but they are actually doing aparadh to the Dham. So when they do aparadh in the Dham, in the next life, they can become hogs or dogs. And Prabhupada says, such demons have practically no chance to receive the mercy of God at any stage later. But the devotees will be very merciful. It says, even if God is not merciful, the devotees will be more merciful than the God. So there was somebody called Kala Krishna Das in Chaitanya Charitamrita Leela, where he had some association with the women, and Mahaprabhu never that they come back to Krishna consciousness. So they might may not have a chance to come back, but devotees will take care of. I have some network issue. Okay. Trividam narageshedyam dwaram nashanamattana kamakrodastadalopas tatrayam vijit. Now the 21st sloka says there are 3 gates to hell. That is, the 3 gates leading to hell is lust, anger, and greed. Every sane man should give up these, for they lead to the degradation of the soul. So the sane man does not want to glide down to the species of demonic life and must try to give up these 3 enemies, which can kill the self to such an extent that there will be no possibility of liberation from this material entanglement. Okay, that's fine. Like lust and greed, it's fine. Like lust and greed will be taken care when you do devotional service. No, how many of you agree? Like before coming to Krishna consciousness, you had so many other desires, material things. I want that. I want this. So lust and greed. But after coming to Krishna consciousness, we are satisfied. We are using everything in Krishna service. We are not so greedy or lusty as we were before. But what about anger? What about anger? Sometimes it's seen it's increased after the coming to Krishna consciousness.
It is a bit difficult to control, Mataji, but it is
Difficult.
reduced actually. Yeah.
Yes. How many of you felt that it increased after coming to Krishna consciousness?
No, Mataji,
No?
I have not felt it.
What about others? Nobody felt?
It has decreased.
I felt Mataji sometime.
Yeah. So sometimes that's true. Sometimes it is seen that the anger might increase. Like before coming to Krishna consciousness, I was okay. But now, what is this? Why am I getting anger more after coming to Krishna consciousness? So the example given is like you have a room which is locked for many years, and then you open the door, you see like some dust here and there. That's it. And you wanted to clean. So you take a broom and you start sweeping. So when you start sweeping, the whole dust will go up in the air. There'll be like, you see double of the dust you've seen before. Before you opened, it was just because it's all been in the ground and settled down and it was hard. But as you keep scrubbing and cleaning and mopping, the more and more dust keeps coming up, coming out. So that doesn't mean you stop scrubbing. You keep doing one time it will be clean. Similarly, this anger, lust, everything is in our heart. And when you start chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is like a bottle brush, Cheto Darpana Marjana, when the cleaning happens, all these anarthas will come out. It will come out as it will just vomit out. But let it go. Let it go because it's just purifying you. That doesn't mean we have to, but we as mothers, we have to control. It's difficult. But sometimes we should not become upset that I'm chanting Hare Krishna, still I'm not able to control my anger. No, we should not stop. The process is working. You're just cleaning. But one day it might get cleansed because this is anartha nivritti happening. So the cleaning stage, the cleaning process, out of Shraddha, Sadhusanga, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishta, all that's 9 stage. Anartha Nivritti is the longest. Because all the anarthas should get washed away. It takes time. So once there was a guru and the disciples were all sitting, and the guru asked after the lecture, does anyone have any questions? So one disciple said, Guru, how do I control my anger? So the guru said, you said, I'll explain it later. So again, he went on discussing something all. And then again, after 10 minutes, the same disciple got up and said, Guru, how do I control my anger? And again, the guru said, just sit, I'll explain. So again, he started talking something else. And the third time, the same disciple got up and said, Guru, how do I control my anger? And the guru became so angry. And the guru is like, you sit down. I just told you, to sit down and don't make me angry and something like. He was really angry, the guru. Then all the disciples started laughing because the guru himself could not control anger. So it's difficult. And unless we ourselves have controlled anger, we cannot advise others also to control. So yes. difficult, but it devotees of the Lord. That is transcendental. Srimati Radharani also, that's transcendental, called Man Leela. Okay, there's something called Manasarovar and all, where the man is nothing but like transcendental anger. She's not really angry, just for a pastime purpose, there is anger in the pastime of the Lord. So it is said, if we can control. So we are all in the process of doing it. The more we chant, the more we advance, then we can slowly control. But otherwise, yes, it's difficult. But with help of Krishna, we can do it. Etirvamukta kaudeya tamodvarais tribirnara acharati atmanashreya stato yati paramgati. The man who has escaped these three gates of hell, son of Kunti, performs acts conducive to self-realization, others gradually attain the supreme destination. So Krishna himself is saying, if we control these three things, then what happens? Gradually the self-realization comes and we can attain perfection. 23 to 24 saying, raising oneself to the mode of goodness. Yash Shastra Vidamusrijya Vartade Kamakaratah Nasa Siddhim Avapnodi Nasukam Na Paramgati. So he who discards the scriptural injunctions and act according to his own whims attain neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme destination. So we should follow the rules and regulations of the scriptures. If we don't follow the rules, see, like this is Kartik month. So in even Sanatana Goswami, in all the Padma Purana, so many Purana says that in the Kartik month, there's something called the Kartik Vrata, which means normally the devotees does, but especially in Kartik, like you get up early morning before Brahma Muhurta, and then take a bath and then chant your rounds or do Mangalarti or attend and do devotional services like study both scriptures, light ghee lamp to the Lord, especially the Damodar Lord, and then in singing Damodar Shtaka, all this will come. Some read the Jendra Stuti from Bhagavatam, some read the Lok Bandhan Leela or Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12, 15, something like that. So all this extra devotional services done. So sometimes some people will not believe all this. And what is there in Kartik month? I don't want to take. But it's given in the scriptures. And if they are pious, if they are sukritis, they'll follow. So if they don't follow, then what happens? They will not rise themselves to the mode of goodness. And Krishna says they will not get happiness nor the supreme destiny. They can't go back to Krishna. So going back to Krishna means following the rules and regulations. You go join a university, and I still remember in that university we were made to not put our hair down. That hair has to be made a bun, and so if we don't follow, then we have fine. And the principal just comes to catch us for that. And when she comes, we immediately ties up. But then there's cameras everywhere. So the rules are rules. You have to follow. If you don't follow, then we can't be happy in the sense we'll be always in trouble. So in human form of life, the living entity is expected to be sane and follow the regulations, even for elevating his life to the highest platform. But if one does not follow them, then he degrades himself. Because this Kartik Vrata, animals cannot do. Can you make an animal get up in Brahma Muhurta? Okay, they might wake, but will they take a bath and do all these devotional things? No. A human form of life, very, very rare. Durlabha manusha janmam dehi nam kshana bhangura. Even though the material body perishes, even though it gets destroyed, but it's very rare. Durlabha. So it's very rare to get out of 84 lakh species. We got it. And by the mercy of Krishna and Guru, we got the association of devotees, we got the Mahamantra, we got the scriptures. And still, if we don't follow, then it's unfortunate. Manda sumanda madhya manda. It's very unfortunate to do that. We should not. We can burn a lot of karma and sinful activities by following the Kartik Vrata. So this is the highest platform. We are elevating ourselves, no? So if we don't do it, then we'll degrade. We will not be happy. It's because we got a human form and we are not doing what is meant to be done in human form. Then material nature will not give us human form next. What is the use giving her that soul a human form, because they are not using it in the right way. Human form of body is for tapasya. And it is winter in most of the places, especially north, so much. So especially during Brahma Muhurta, it's so nice to sleep. Now you have a nice soft blanket and then it's very cold and you sleep nicely. And you see your family members and everybody is sleeping and you yourself has to get up. It is tapasya, right? You are giving away your 1.5 hours and 2 hours of that peak moment of sleep. And then you take a bath, and then sometimes very difficult and all that. So this tapasya is there. In Ekadashi, you have rice at home, you have all the things to eat, but still you're controlling your senses. You're trying to regulate. Why? For a higher purpose. So that is tapasya. Tapasya means voluntarily accepting something for a higher cause. So if we don't do it, dogs and cats cannot take Ekadashi. But for a devotee, that in a devotee's house, there are some animals like birds, lovebirds, and dogs and cats. So they are all vegetarians. And even Ekadashi, even they take Ekadashi because the rice is not kept at home. They make sabudana or something else and they feed the animals also. So how fortunate is that animal, that soul? Because of some bad karma, that soul is in that animal body. But since the animal came in the house of a devotee, even that animal is getting the benefit. The Mataji offers milk to Krishna and give that milk to the dog. So it's he's also having prasada. And he can, when Mataji chant, the dog comes and sit in front of her, waves the tail and hear the Harinam and sleeps. So he's also hearing the Harinam. So in that way, surprisingly, this dog, he comes whenever Mataji chants the Hare Krishna. So Mataji chants it loudly, because when it's chanted loudly, all the insects and everything in your house, room will get delivered. She goes to the garden and chant loudly, so the plants also get delivered. So this dog every day comes, eat prasadam, a vegetarian dog, and hears Harinam, hears Prabhupada's lecture. When the lecture is going on also, the dog is just hearing, even though he doesn't understand anything. So what happened when he was about to die, like the dog's lifespan is maybe 12, 13 years. So it was about to die, he had some problem, and the Mataji used to sleep upstairs. So the dog wanted to meet her. He knew that he's leaving something. And then he was on the way to go to Mataji's room. What happened? When he reached in front of the altar, because every day Mataji used to light lamp before that altar. So when Mataji got up in the morning, he saw the dog like paying obeisances to the altar and died. He left the body there, the soul left the body there in the form of obeisance in front of the altar. Because that's where the steps start to go to the first floor. But he could not even climb the first steps, and he immediately saw the altar. Might be, don't know what happened to the soul. Krishna only knows. Might be got a devotee form next, because it was in animal form, or we don't know what karma is there or got delivered or whatever. But still, I'm telling how fortunate that soul is, even in an animal form. That's because that devotee's mercy, because of the devotee. So similarly, one person in the family, and you can dedicate your Kartik Vrata if your husband or wife is not Krishna conscious, or anybody, or somebody who left, who passed away. So you can give your Damodar month credit to that person, so that they also get the Supreme. Some mothers do it for their children. It's an extra benefit for them, like that. So it is said, if you follow the rules and regulations and moral principles, and ultimately it does not come to the stage of understanding the Supreme Lord, then all the knowledge will become spoiled. So whatever we do, studying Shastras and everything. So there was one person who studied Shastra so much, but don't follow Kartik. Then Sanatana Goswami says, what is the use of studying the Shastra? You have to come to the understanding that Krishna is the Supreme. And even if we accept the existence of God, if he does not engage himself in the service of the Lord, the attempt is again spoiled. We know Krishna is the Supreme Personality Godhead, but if we don't worship Krishna, then what is the use? We can just say, I like that person, I love that person, but if you don't serve that person, then there is no point in it. You like your children, but then if you don't feed them or make them comfortable, then that's not real love. So one should gradually rise himself to the platform of Krishna consciousness and devotional service. It is then and there that he can attain the highest perfectional stage, not otherwise. So this chapter has very less slokas, only 24 slokas. I think we can finish it today. Yeah. Days credit to each person, a whole month credit to one person. It depends how you pray. So you can pray. It is said the whole month Kartik month. Because one of my friends' mother-in-law passed away in the month of, just before Kartik, she passed away. And they were in Vrindavan Dham, that whole month of Kartik, they were in the Dham. So she and her husband, they dedicated their whole Kartik month Vrata in the Dham to her mother-in-law who passed away. So fortunate soul, because you're chanting for that soul who left the body. And definitely, Krishna will guide them, in the sense that soul might have a good destiny, whatever it is. So it said the whole month Vrata is dedicated. So why are we doing all this devotional service and everything? So that we can gradually go to Sattva-guna and Shuddha Sattva-guna and finally get Krishna Prema. Okay, so we'll have a breakout room now. From newspapers, you have to find some examples, like something which you know about Sampadam Devam and Asuri, Ugra Karmashu. You don't have to make charts and all, but just from like the current situation, the Asurim thing and the Devim thing, like anything good which happened around us in the world, anything good happened, like Devim qualities, anybody having nice good qualities, and something reality, look, something happened, and some Asurim qualities, something very bad which recently happened around the world, something like that. So maybe you can do the first two, Devim and Asurim, and you can refer to 1 to 18 slokas. In between, you can take some slokas and understand the qualities. Okay, so we'll have 5 minutes breakout room. Just not in detail, but at least what the main points is enough. Have 2 rooms. Hare Krishna. So we'll go to the breakout room and come back. Hare Krishna. Vik Prabhu and Deepa Mataji, please go to the breakout room. Both are in room number 1. Vik Prabhu and Deepa Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. So I think we finished the chapter. The last sloka, last chapter was about, last sloka was about this same thing. That we should understand what our duty is, what is our not our duty, so that we can gradually be living it. Mataji, you can post that in this link.
Yes, Mataji.
Correct. Yes, who's speaking from room number 1? Avik Prabhu, Deepa Mataji, Rajlakshmi. One more Rajlakshmi. Yes. Anyone likes to add? Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, when we are talking about Daivim qualities, we have been seeing in the news that introduction of Bhagavad Gita has been started in the school. So they're trying to, start off with the introduction of Bhagavad Gita. And the recent news is also like, we have this UN's office, Joyce Masuya, who was there. And she was the humanitarian affairs minister, Mataji, wherein she was like, she had the qualities of compassion and selflessness during this war, this thing and all. And especially in the regions of this Gaza, Sudan, South Sudan, and all of that one. And we also had this World Central Kitchen employees wherein they contributed in this Gaza despite the danger, showing immense courage and commitment. Although 7 of them were killed during this airstrike and all, but still they were the ones who were showing, little courage and trying to do that. Then it was these workers who were helping in the conflict zones. Again, when we are talking about all these war things with Ethiopia, Somalia, and all of these people, these were the workers who also did that. And when talking about Asurim qualities, Mataji, it's about the war stricken. I'm only concentrating about the latest news that is there, Mataji. So please correct me wherever I'm going wrong. And all the war stricken things wherein these violent tendencies were there, and deaths of over 163 people in the workers of Gaza alone, and all these things were there. And ongoing wars in South Sudan also were there for personal power and struggles between military factions, reflecting Asurim traits like greed, cruelty, disregard for human life, and all of them. So these were the main things that were there, is what we thought about, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji. Okay. What about room number 2?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dana Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, we had this wonderful discussion regarding Sampadam Asuram and Sampadam Daivam. Sampadam Asuram, we discussed like how in today's world, in news also we saw that recently the killing of Bangladeshi Hindus and minority Hindus in Bangladesh, and attacking and looting of temples also. ISKCON temple was also attacked. So such kind of Asura people still exist nowadays. And also recently, yesterday, how doctors, students, and civilians were killed by terrorists killing Mata Vaishno Devi devotees while returning back home. And recently also so many bomb hoax people are doing so that peace is disrupted among people. And also the very famous Tirupati Laddu getting mixed with beef, tallow, fish oil, pork fat. So such kind of Asuram people still do exist and disrupt the life of others, of Satoguna people. And Sampadam Daivam, we discussed, Mataji, good people also exist in this age of Kali. Recently, while there was flood happening in Bangladesh, ISKCON Bangladesh helped many people irrespective of people's religion. They helped everyone. And also ISKCON's Food for Life Foundation distributed free prasadam to everyone, including elderly. They gave them free food during Corona period. They went to their homes and distributed food. And this was a huge news in everywhere. And ISKCON distributing books, Granth, free, just without any expectation, just whatever donation they receive, they accept that, the brahmacharis. And also in the news, we saw the ongoing war between Ukraine and Russia. ISKCON Ukraine was distributing free prasadam for the homeless people. And even Hollywood actors had taken that. It was a huge news. So such kind of discussions we had, Mataji, under Sampadam Devim and Sampadam Asura, Mataji, as per the news. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, anyone likes to add anything?
Mataji, just I have a question. Like we not question before that. we find lot of bad news than good news nowadays. It was so
Ah.
difficult to find out the good.
What, Manji? We have? Hare
Mataji
Krishna.
We
said,
do
like,
shopping and all, no? Buying for Hare Krishna Mataji. Can you hear me?
Voice were
Yeah.
breaking.
Okay. I'm asking, in case we do preparation for the festival celebration, no? For example, Diwali, Dasara and all. We should consider it as a daivam.
Well, it's a good quality only, like because the festival, our intention is to please the Lord and also to might be give prasadam to others and
Yeah.
all that, no? So
Because
it's
we
not
need to be
absolute-
practical also, because always we can, it is daivam only, no Mataji?
Yes, daivam.
Yeah. One more thing I want to add to the daivam, that is Indian Army extend lifeline to the Kashmir boy with critical heart surgery in this. The terror attack has happened, but still they're trying to help this boy, 9-year-old boy. That's a good news only, no? Daivam.
Yes, that's
The
all they want.
humanity.
We
Yeah.
are trying to help. Yes, definitely. So yes, so we understood what is the daivam and what are the asuri qualities. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So I think we can give the second open book question this week. Okay, then we are in the last chapters of module 3, 17 and 18, and after that this is closed book. Okay, so I think we can stop here. Thank you everyone for joining. Panchakalpadrubhasya, Tribhasamukhyamcha, Parinanapamukhya, Purivashamukhi Jai, Shraddha Bhakti Jai. Hare Krishna.